Alrighty, guys. I don't know if you guys could hear me prior to that, but it looks like we are good to go here. Sorry about that. Forgot to make sure my microphone was on. Rookie mistake here. Hi, everyone. I am Nick Sure, and you're watching the BullShooter Europe Championships 2024. Excited to be bringing you coverage of this one for our 501 Pro Singles event here. We got Daniel versus Juan to start things off. Juan last night did make a run all the way to the finals of the mixed doubles with his partner, fortunately falling just shy there. Daniel, I believe we did see him on the stream as well during our national teams event. So it should be a pretty good matchup here, all things considered. We are going to be watching a best of 501 split bull double out. Pretty straightforward. A best of 3 on the loser side of the bracket here. We want to thank all of you guys tuning in. I do see Jeremy in here, Ole, Caesar, a bunch of others. So do appreciate all you guys getting strapped in for what should be another good day of darts here. This is taking place in Spain. I'm over here in Florida commentating this one remotely. So that's why it took me a little too long to realize my microphone wasn't actually on. But thank you guys all for tuning in for more darting action. It's been exciting to be watching these games with you guys. I've been having a lot of fun with it, seeing all these different faces in the chat and on the board alike here. It's been a really cool, humbling experience, all things considered. I'm excited to see more great darting action today. Here we go. This is going to be Juan at the line here, trying to get the first leg on the board for himself. He's 89 there, so a good 2-dart setup. But 120, the Shanghai can't go. Starting right at the 20s. Have to work his way up from there, but room to work. He pulls that dart over down to the 19s to leave double 19. Not quite this go. So 89, trip 19 for double 16 will be the shot. 82. Went up to the trip 20 there. I don't like that because you're leaving yourself double 11. You'll see a lot of people leave trip 14 for double top there, or go bullseye to try to leave the 16s. Either way. Down to the 19s here. Oh, a little bit of frustration from both these guys at the moment. Trip 18 does leave 32. But Juan is on a 1-dart finish here. Double 10 for leg number 1. Does get it there. And what was a bit of a cold start for both these guys. These guys definitely are going to want to pick up the scoring power. Excuse me there. When you're in the top 8, the winner's side, you kind of expect these guys to be playing at a standard of about 33 points per round. They're averaging about a ton. So that means you're averaging a 5 mark if you're translating that into cricket, right? So that is what we're going to be seeing there. It's going to be the expectations. Guillermo is asking on our YouTube chat here, did the event just start us at later stages? We decided to wait till it's in the later stages. Usually on Sunday darts, sometimes they can take a little bit to get going there. So we want to wait until things got going, but we do try to record matches in the background before we go live, just in case something special happens on the stream. But yeah, we just started up our live stream here for this match. See here, scoring away at the 20s. Kind of going left and right on his darts still a little bit. He's kind of pulling them to the side. Juan here is going to look for at least a ton. He needs to try to close this gap before it gets out of hands. At the end of the day, you're going to want to try to break your opponent's throw. Of course, that goes without saying. You want to win every leg. But also in the fact that you just don't want to go to the pressure of a last leg decider. Because if you can't break your opponent's throw and everything comes down to a missed or hit diddle, that is a hard spot to face. Juan over there said, hey, go get me a drink to his friend there. I'm not sure what happened. He sent him away. Said, come back later. Juan on the attack here. Could use all 3. Oh, goes high on the last one there, but a solid 140 to kind of regain some control and start to take some ground here from Daniel, who has the throw. Um, Daniel could leave it out from here. Needs one more trip. Finding the 180, not wasting a dart there. He got a little bit of pressure on his back, and he said, I'm not worried about no pressure there. So now Juan is going to have to set up. Needs to leave an out for himself here. Or 1-2-8, perfectly fine leave. The 1-2-1 will be the first shot at and out here for Daniel. Goes bull first, up to trip 20 for double 18 now. Love that approach for the record. And down over there to the 19 to leave 38. So now you're going to see probably 18's first on this shot. Does go 20 first, not leaving himself a chance to hit a out. Don't agree with that with your opponent sitting on a 1-dart double. You need to go 18. Single 18 still leaves you the trip 20 for bullseye. 38's the look. Only matters if he hits it. Daniel, 38. Trying to work his way in. Does do so on the last start there. Nice conservative approach and then one aggressive last start to make this a 1-to-1 affair. And don't worry, the guy did bring back a drink for our friend. You see a lot of you guys tuning in the chat here, hanging out. Great to see all you guys back in here. Mike Smith saying the sunglasses hanging on the chest would bother me. Hey, you'd be surprised some of the stuff I see dart players wear. I see people wear lanyards to hold their vapes nowadays. That's been really popular. That would also drive me crazy as well. So you know, to each their own. Some people hate the swinging like dart belt attached like cases like the one Juan's wearing. I personally used to wear those all the time and it's never bothered me none. But I won't wear a watch when I throw darts. So I'm obviously neurotic in my own way as well. You see Reno, Ole, Simon. Welcome everybody for tuning in for another great day of coverage here. Solid scoring around there. Both players averaging well past what their first leg average was. Picking up that standard, and you expect that standard to continue to raise, especially in a best of 5 with loser start. You kind of expect that you get a little bit more time to settle in than otherwise. So now 3-4-2 is going to need to get chopped up a little bit here. Looking for just a ton plus. Not going to get the ton plus. Needs to find a trip. Good last start there. You want to get yourself in range of stepping out because this 186 you expect to be brought down to about 86. So he's going to stay. He's going to switch the 18s. He does decide to stay and kind of flex out. There, I probably would have preferred a cover shot. Dan saying can't leave without the vape. Yeah, I guess so. I guess so. Oh, a little bit of frustration there. Daniel knows that Juan is pretty much in control of his own throw at the moment. Goes down. Needs to find a trip. Now over to double 19. Ooh, I probably would have preferred that to be a little less aggressive of a last start there, just because 19 is such an awkward leave. But he can also split it on his next go, knowing that Daniel has to hit a big one here to really make this hurt. Switch to trip 18. Yeah, he does, leaving himself 80. So that's a pretty good scoring round there. Put some pressure on the 19. 3 for double 8 is going to be a pretty straightforward approach. But he pulls it. You have to go for that 317 wire. You can't go on the other side of it. And now Daniel all of a sudden put himself in an advantageous position. Double 10. Oh, and he kind of just hands the opportunity back over there. You can see the frustration on those missed starts, especially because he got 2 clean ones at it. 3 for double 8, and you can tell Juan's darts are a little shaky at the moment. Needs to settle in. Does get it on that last start there. A little gitchy, but gitchy goo got the job done. Juan gets up 2-1. Sorry, I really didn't mean all those puns that just happened there. Do apologize about that one. I'm a little unhinged. I've been doing commentary for way too many days in a row now. And we already know I was pretty unhinged before the sleep deprivation and constant talking. In fact, when I got off yesterday's stream, someone called me and they were like, "Oh, we haven't talked in a while. Let's chit chat." And I'm like, "I would normally be down to chit chat, but you don't understand how much I've been talking lately." And then like started listening to my voice, like, "Oh yeah, you're a little raspy, a little strained." And I was like, "Yeah, exactly." So we're gonna save the catch up for later and take a rain check on that one. On the attack on the 20s, does find 100 in there. Daniel's going to be trying to hold his throw very aggressively here. You're going to see him go for as much scoring potential as possible, putting the pressure on Juan when he can, knowing that he can't afford to go down and lose 3-1 here. You don't want to go to the loser side where the format starts to shrink. Frankly, one too many days. Yeah, exactly. That's exactly how it feels. We'll say I don't get a break until Tuesday on commentary, as we get a big 180 there from Daniel there. Big shots. And we'll get a break on Tuesday from commentary before going right back into the mix. So no rest for the wicked or for the darts commentator. And that's a good problem to have if you ask me. Daniel, complete control of his throw at the moment here. He's going to try to set himself up so that way he gets 3, potentially 6 darts at a double. Gonna work his way up from there. Wants to find a trip. We'll settle for a single. And he's a little frustrated, but a 120 Shanghai leave is not bad at all. Pretty good out to kind of work with there. Philip asking, does Juan throw a steel tip also correct? I do believe that is correct. But unfortunately, I do not know for 100% certainty. But I'm going to say it's fairly likely with how good he is. Single 20 for tops. Gets it there. Big 120 out. Didn't have to go, but he wanted it to go either way. Onto the diddle here, and this is the situation you're trying to avoid, right? You don't want to come down to just one big diddle, but here we go. Daniel to show first. And that's a good one there, hanging on the top right side of the bull. Going to be an awkward spot for Juan. You see he has to move over on that line. He's going to try to use the barrel to his advantage, and he does use it to flex into the bull. Smart placement there by Juan, and he's going to get things going here. 2-2. Last leg decider. Who do you guys got in this one? Let us know in the chat. We're excited to see what you guys have to say about this fantastic matchup here for BullShooter Europe 2024. Juan to throw first. Yeah, good move to the cover there. And another cover for the cover, as he didn't like that shot at the 18 there. It's kind of an awkward position for him. Daniel looking to try to just keep up in suit and wait for an opening. Wants to find a trip. He's staying. And there I would have absolutely looked for a different dart. It just, you have a smaller window of where you can hit without risking deflection. And there he wasn't able to find it. Another switch over to the 18s there. Rob Cross-esque. Now Daniel, looking to try to recover from the lax opening, is doing so. In style there, finding a 180, putting some pressure on Juan. Oh boy, here we go. We're really off to the races in this one. 314 can get chopped down though. We'll get you there from Juan. He needs to settle in. Has to find a triple to pressure the throw. And now you effectively have gotten your throw taken away. Daniel can really make this one hurt by leaving himself on a finish. Oh, needs to settle in. Won't be able to leave a finish now. Good last start though. So again, putting pressure on Juan. Juan now gets the opportunity to try to leave one, but it's going to be a big finish that he leaves. Unless he uses all 3 darts to his advantage. That's a good first start, though. Oh, but he can't find that triple bet at this moment. It's evading him. Here we go. Daniel, gonna try to set himself up. He will set himself up. Does go for the trip 16 there to leave double eight. Masterful stuff. This 198 needs to get chopped down and pressure Daniel because Daniel's on a tear. You can see the frustration settling in for Juan. Does leave himself a finish, but it's far from a good one. You might not even get a look. 816 wire here. Grabs the 8 for double top. Gets it there. Daniel Garrido getting it done over Juan Palacio on the winner's side here, making it a 3-2 win. And the man with the mustachio will move on, as that was a phenomenal matchup to get things going for our first match of the live stream here. What'd you guys think about that one? Tell me your opinions, as we got over 200 of you guys tuning in on Facebook, and we got about 25 of you guys tuning in over on YouTube. We do appreciate each and every one of you guys tuning in and watching us. Let's take a look at our bracket here. I do believe our next match should be up in just a moment's time. Let's take a peek and see which one we're getting. Yeah, it looks like we are going to get Cesar Restaprio. Sorry if I butchered that. And Thor Johansson next. So to all my Norwegians in chat, don't worry. You're getting some representation on the live stream from Thor here. And if you guys know, I love my Norwegian friends, as they were making me laugh crazy yesterday with Telef just being such a character on the stream. So excited to see some more of this great darting action here. You already see a gentleman walking up with the score sheet, so it's not going to be too long of a wait here. We're going to get this next match going in just a moment's time. We're going to reset our scoreboard. Of course, I am Nick Teixeira with my friend Augustine on the controls. We're excited to be bringing coverage all day long for the rest of this pro singles 501 event. Of course, we'll be back in just a moment's time when the dart players are ready to bring us more action. Well, here we go. Once again, back to the darting action. Break wasn't too long. I told you guys started going places. You're going to miss out on some good darting action here. But we're back into the fray for what should be another good matchup. Excited to see this one play out here once again on our live feed here. Thor Johansson and Caesar Restrepo. Oh my goodness, I'm going to butcher his name every time. That is Caesar, everybody. Nice and easy. We're just going to go with Caesar. Sound good? Do we all agree? Cool. Of course, bringing coverage once again of the BullShooter Europe 2024. Excited to be covering our 501 singles. Another top 8 matchup here on the winners side. Gentleman right there, that will be Thor Johansson. And then jumping right behind him, this is Caesar stepping up. We just saw a pretty good one go down to the wire here. And actually, the other top 8 match that wasn't on the stream, it was right before we started, but I did record it. I was watching the background, also went down to a last leg decider. So far, everybody doesn't want to give an inch, but they're going to try to take a mile here. So we'll see who finish out on top. Beautiful setup there for the 160 as the Caesar's sitting way back at 455. He is against the throw this leg, so this is the leg where you kind of settle in and dial in. It's okay to kind of start off a little bit slow and try to find your way in. Here we go. Thor with 160 will not go, but he can set it up nicely. He is going to set it up nicely. Oh, he was going to double top for double top. So we're trying to leave 40 on the mix here. You see some friends in the chat. Nick McNamee tuning in. Welcome in. How's it going? So you did BullShooter too, Nick. That actually started back at the Florida stop of the regional tour here on the United States side of the affair. I got approached while I was playing in the Florida BullShooter to consider working for him, and considered I did, and pretty much ran from there with my first stop of the tour being in Tennessee and running along for pretty much the rest of the tour minus 1 or 2 stops for conflicting schedule reasons. Thor here does get 6 starts for 20. It's gonna have to use them too. Does take it there. I was making that one a little scary going across the finish line, but so far he was outscoring with the best. So 140 to get things off. Caesar definitely taking a course correction here after that last leg. And he knows that that first leg there was just to try to settle in. You have to realize, and any player will tell you this, you could be having the best or the worst of days. The moment you get into the stream room, the stream board, the stage, whatever you want to call it, it does change the matter of factness of the dark game. It makes it less of just what you're normally used to doing. And it completely changes the dynamic. It takes a little bit extra to settle in for some, but in this case, it only took 1 leg for Caesar to settle in. Back-to-back 140s, and making Thor have to answer. Look at that 180 as a good response there. You see, even Caesar was like giving a knuckles there, giving some respect on it. Just 21 points there. He needs to set up. Thor at 226. Big last dart there found. Much needed last dart. Oh, and yeah, smart switch there to the trip 16. He is going to leave a finish. 170, though, is a big finish and a big fish at that. Might not even matter. Not going to get a dart now. 75 left. Trip 17 for double 12. Yeah, that's what he was going for. 170 is what you left. It's not going to go. How well can you set it up from there? Oh, you can see he kind of yanked that last start. He gives a thumbs up. He's like, oh, that's a good one. Right there. 73 going to have to get chopped down now. 12 for tops or 20 for double 16. Doesn't go. So the 129 does have a chance. Going to start 19s first on this shot here. So 19 still leaves you an out. Trip 20 for Bull. Bullseye. No, not quite. You can tell he wanted that one though. $32. Caesar trying to work it in. Having some double trouble. Can you get across it? Doesn't do so. And now Thor has a chance to go up 2-0. 9 for double 8. Needs to work it in. He does get it there. And that's going to be a little bit of an error there from Caesar, especially with how much he was leading the fray early on. He's not going to be happy with that visit, and he's going to have to readjust, but you have to have a short memory when it comes to stuff like this. Those are the type of legs that can ruin matches when really all they should have ruined was the one leg. Does find it in a 1-2-3. So keeping up with the same scoring power, but triples for show, doubles for dough, as the old adage is. I do see all of my Norwegian friends back in the chat here. Great to see all of you once again. Every time you guys have a player on the stream, it's like everybody from that area of Europe just tunes in droves, and I love it. You guys are a riot because I just translate your comments. You guys are always making me laugh. Another solid scoring round from Caesar. His scoring has been fine after that first leg where it was a little shaky. Hasn't had a problem with it since. Here we go. 2-3-8 can't get set up from here. More than likely will get set up from here. He's to find maybe to switch to the bull there. No, he does stay up there. Finds a trip 5 on the last there, but that incidental miss is one of the best ones you possibly could have found there. 160 significantly better than a 170 as far as ease of hitting the double at the end. 6 stars for 160. Doesn't have to go. Just has to make sure to set up very nicely. You have to imagine he wants to get pretty close on the setup here. Oh, he's going to get a shot. And he's going to take it. That's one way to do it, Caesar. That's one way indeed. Big 160 out there. How about that one? The 12 darter to get things going. Superdarts.us tuning in there. What's going on? Say, let's go, Thor. Great to see you tuning in with us over here. 80 points found. Caesar's been really strong at this spot, which is just scoring insanely well. The thing is, he had double trouble up until he had to hit a big combination. I guess that's the secret. You don't think about the doubles when you're focused more on the combination. You notice that with certain players, and they kind of just lock into a different state when that stuff happens. Oh, and Thor there wanted to use all 3, but we'll take the 1-2-5. This is the hard leg for Caesar, right? When you go 2-0 down, it's so hard to break your opponent's throw, especially if they start scoring well. Yeah, this is going to be an opening here. Question is, how big of an opening will Thor make it? One more trip will do a lot of damage. And that is a big setup there to leave the 1-5-6. Puts so much pressure on Caesar to have to find all 3 trips here. Good first start. Oh, and he just, that was a really well thrown second dart. And that's a great third dart as well. The scoring power is phenomenal, but Thor with the going first advantage and that 2-0 jump is currently leading the fray. 1-5-6 might go. Not now. Trip 17 to leave double top. And a slight opening here. 1-8-6. Caesar, you have to leave yourself something nice here. Good first start. Where's the shot? For Thor to take this match 3-1. 13. Over to the double 12. Doesn't go. So 91 for Caesar to save it and bring it to a last leg decider. Trip 17 for double top. 2 darts for it. Needs it. Doesn't go. You can see the looks of frustration there. Looks like that he accidentally scored with that last start, pulling it out of the board. I wonder if he's going to realize that. As I wonder, I don't think he caught that. Neither does his opponent. But does not matter either way. As looks like Thor will get it done. Very first leg was the only leg where he wasn't scoring particularly well. The rest of them, he played really fine. Shouldn't really be ashamed of his performance by any means, but obviously he's not going to be happy with the results. Thor, on the other hand, is going to be ecstatic as he is going to keep doing what Thor does, throwing big darts and laying down the hammer. Good stuff there indeed. Coming up next on our stream board, let's go ahead and see which match we have coming. I do believe our next match here will be our last of the top 8 before we move into top 4. It's going to be Core Decker going up against Alexandre Anutez. So that's going to be our next matchup here. Of course, if you guys have been enjoying the coverage, make sure to give us a like and a follow. And of course, I am Nick the Shirt bringing you coverage of this one. We'll be back with more action in just a moment's time. Alrighty, time for another good matchup here. This is going to be Core Decker versus Alexandre Nunez. For this one, I'm Nick Sure bringing coverage of BullShooter Europe 2024. Welcome back, everybody. So the tall gentleman that you just saw standing at the board, and that is Core Decker. The other gentleman's going to be Alexandre Nunez for this one. Thank you all for tuning in as we're excited to be bringing you coverage once again for some great darts. So here we go. Alexandre to start things off. Going right at the 20s here. And getting 140 to get things going. And this is going to be our final of the top 8 matches before we hit into the semis. Sorry about that, guys. Taking care of something in the background here as I'm furiously typing away. Hopefully, you guys didn't hear me typing on the keyboard there, but just taking care of some stuff in the background as we are looking at a pretty solid matchup here for the top 8. Winner of this matchup will move on to our next round to face off against Daniel Zapata. So that's going to be that matchup that I was recorded on the stream, but didn't actually make it, where Daniel won in a thriller there against Bjorn. In that one, guys, I'm going to be honest, I am so bad at some of these name pronunciations. It has absolutely been brutal. I just appreciate that you guys haven't roasted me more, because if BullShooter or someone was sitting alongside me, they would be having a field day. 160. First look at the checkout for this one. Finds the first in the 20. Needs another. Not going to go, but he can tee it up pretty nice here. Decides to stay on to leave the double 10, and I have no problem with it. Like, touch the dartboard from the throw line. And that is one tall fellow. Finding the 125 to leave the 145 might be a moot point here. Alexandre, double 10. Does get it there. So that's a pretty solid first round from these gentlemen here, kind of setting the tone for what should be a high scoring, fast paced affair. When you look at these 501 games, I mean, they truly do just become full on sprints, and the best matches are usually the ones that go by the quickest. Do let us know where you are tuning in from and who you are cheering for. I do love to hear all of your different voices in the chat. Let me know what's going on with you guys, and yeah, who you got in this one. Oh, and 78 there. Not going to be happy with that visit, because you really kind of want to press the advantage a little bit more. But the pressure is going to be on the gentleman that has to break throw here, right? So needs to find a triple to make advantage. You will not. So a little bit of a breakaway early on. 60-point advantage for the gentleman going first. See what Core can do. Just placing it right in the heart of that trip 20 there. Getting good interesting angle of his dart, right? With how tall he is and the camera line there, you kind of can see the flight path. You'll notice that darts typically will sway in the air a little bit there, but he still has a pretty direct line, all things considered. Oh, look at this though. Alexandre almost getting it all in there, but finding a 140. Dennis tuning in from Idaho. Welcome, Dennis. Thank you for tuning in. Gonna want to find one more of those. Does stay on to find the 140, leave 58. So far in control. Alexandre is going to want to attack here to make sure that he only gets 3 guaranteed darts rather than 6 at the finish here. See the crowd starting to gather around. Good trip here. Going to the 18s. He tried to, but he kind of pulled the dart inside. Not going to be happy with that one at all. Double top. Over to the double 10 for Core Decker. Does not deck it, but we'll get at least 3 more darts. Probably would have preferred a little bit more conservative dart on the last, because 10's awkward, because you kind of feel like you have to split it. Oh, look at this setup here. Single 17 does set up beautifully. Let's see. Core might still be able to just take it right here. Let's see if he goes right. Yeah, he's going right at it. He's not going to split. 1 for double 2. We'll get a dart. And the flight's in, and the flight, yeah, it looks like the flight slapped the 15 there. It was nowhere near that particular segment. Looks like he did accidentally just bump the score there. They're going to realize it real quick. Yeah. So they're just telling Core to fix the board real quick. Core didn't realize that he accidentally bumped the dart there on the pulling it out of the board. You see a fist bump from Alex there. Double top to get a 2-0 lead. Does get it there. So yeah, 2-0 lead there. And we see with this loser start format, if you can somehow manage to get yourself into a 2-0 lead, it is detrimental for your opponent, as it is very hard to come back from. Cassie Curry saying Aberdeen, South Dakota, back in the chat. Welcome in. Welcome in. We got Cisco, Evan, Oystein, Iris, Rune. We got all of our friends from the Norwegian area of the world there tuning in. Hello. Welcome in, everybody. You guys are looking for what chats are popping. We got our YouTube for people put it on the TVs. We got the BullShooter Europe page for all of our international viewers, and then the BullShooter US page for all of our American viewers, it seems. Let's find a 135 here. Good stuff from Core. Gonna want to make sure he gets this leg on the board here. He has to. This is the leg he's supposed to win in theory, right? If you look at the on paper, this is where he's supposed to win. And then Alex will have the advantage in the subsequent. Good first start. Can take advantage of stacking on top of it. Oh, unfortunate second dart. See with the angle there, you kind of almost expect them all to go in, just because, again, clear straight path to the board. Shot, bringing it down on in. How nice will he be able to set it up? One more trip to get 76 there, but 116. Not a bad combination setup. Single 20 needs for one more trip. Not that one. Doesn't do so. So 6 starts at 116 here to make it a 2-1 affair. Does look like we are having a little bit of lag on our internet waves here. All righty, there we go. Back going here. Sorry about that one. Was having trouble with the microphone on my end of the affair here. I believe we are good to go and back into the fray. So 46, 14 for double 16, 6 for double 20, over to double 10. Okay, 3-1 win there. So some good stuff, all things considered. Cordecker not going to be happy with his performance there, but still plenty of darts left, as this was a Wonderside matchup, and that will conclude your top 8. Now we're going to be moving into the top 4 in the singles 501 pro side of the bracket here. I do believe we're going to go ahead and stay on with Alex Anudez here, as he's going to be going on against Daniel Zapata in this one. And then afterwards, we will be getting our other top 4 matchup, Daniel Garrido versus Thor Johansson. So we got some good ones here, and yeah, they're wasting no time calling these matches. They said, you guys are here to play, we're going to make you play. All right, excited for that one. Do apologize about some of the technical errors in the background there. Just doesn't matter, just go ahead and blame LJ. Somehow it's his fault, even though he's sitting at home probably listening to this and saying it's not my fault. What are you talking about? So we're going to be getting this next matchup here in just a moment's time. Don't go far, folks. I am Nick DeShare, bringing you coverage of this one. My friend Augustine on the controls, back with our next matchup, top 4 for your singles 501. And what should be a good matchup here. Daniel Zapata, here we go off to the fray for this one. Daniel was, unfortunately, his match was not played on stream. It was played right before the stream. Has on two-way tiebreaker, showing a pretty good performance there against Core Decker. We're going to see how Daniel, I think if I were to have to pick based off performance, how the gentleman will play here. Alex is from France. I do believe a Team France participant as well. And Daniel there, of course, from Spain. Paul Rogers saying good morning from Rockford, Illinois. Well, good morning to you, Paul. Welcome in. We appreciate all you guys tuning in for our coverage of BullShooter Europe 2024, as it has been a thorough enjoyment for all of us, or at least all of me. I assume everyone else as well. And if not, I'm sorry. I'm having fun. Here we go. A little bit of an opening for Alex. He's going to try to set up from here, but won't be able to do so now. Wanted to kind of take advantage of that, but yeah, you can see he's just is hanging in there with Daniel. Neither player really on a breakaway in this first leg. It's going to come down to who gets the first shot at a good out. Daniel wants to be that gentleman. Catches right on the last two darts there. Needed at least a single 20 to leave it out. Trip one there. Not going to be what he's looking for. You can see does get down to a finish of 147. Not ideal, but again, something that is at least a checkout. So the 175 will feel pressured to throw down a little bit, try to get to a better position. That last start there is massive for Daniel. Get himself to a 2-dart checkout. Go ahead and move back over to the trip 16 for double 12. Excellent setup there. 92, trip 20 for double 16 will be the shot. We'll get 2 darts for it too. Only needs 2 darts. Good stuff there indeed. Getting leg number 1 on the board for Daniel. And taking some early advantage in this one so far. His checkouts have just been incredible. That's when that's the strong suit of your game, you know you're doing something right. Because when the checkouts are feeling easy, things are just usually going pretty well, all things considered. Good last start there in the 19. That's what you're going to expect from these guys. You're going to expect that 33 point per round average or higher. 33 points meaning, 33 points per dart, excuse me, as that will be meaning they're averaging about 100 points a turn, therefore meaning a 5 mark per turn. That's usually how I try to relate it for our friends that typically play cricket, maybe don't delve into the range of 0-1 as much. Of course, for a majority of you guys, especially our European audience, are going to be very used to seeing this format, as it is the best way to play 0-1, if you ask me. But hey, I didn't say that. I didn't say that. But it is the best way to play 0-1. But hey, I still didn't say it. Alex here. Does find a last start triple there to get himself in front. Forcing a ton plus here from Daniel. Daniel's going to want to get about a 140 here. Try to get himself within striking distance. You see some waves back in the audience. And some hearts there as well. Well, hello. Good use of the 19s. They're finding the 1-3-3 to get things neck and neck. Alex going to try to take a jump on this one. 212 is going to get set up. How well will it be set up? Last start there does only get it to 1-3-1. So let's see how Daniel responds. He's been taking advantage of the 19s, which kind of gives you insight to how he feels about his 20s. He does take the switch up there. 116, a slightly better setup there. 131 is a 2 treble setup. Let's see if he's able to do so. Starting at the 20s there. Going to stay on it. And now down to the 17s to leave double top. 20 for trip 20 here. It's on the first, so 16 for double top. Look at dart. It takes the dart. Look at the finishing from Daniel. Incredible finishing. Scoring hasn't quite been to where he's wanted it to be, but boy, let me tell you, if you leave him out, he's gonna take it. My oh my. Alex gonna definitely want to try to get a leg on the board here. He's obviously gonna have to. 100 there, good opening to try to get some control in this leg. Oh, but what a round from Daniel. What a round indeed, starting off with a 180 to get things going here. What a way to attack the throw, getting himself an 80-point advantage so far. How deep will this advantage grow? It's up to Alex. He's going to say not by much. See, he finds in a 140 there, having a good solid scoring rounds. It's going to take a lot for Daniel to break the throw. Can he follow up his 180 with more success on the trip 20? Going single. Needs to find a trip. Oh, and he pulls it to the right. Not that trip. But things are neck and neck here. It's going to come down to who sets up first. 261. Now do just fine getting to a 161 checkout. Problem is, if Daniel responds with 100 of his own, it's not going to leave a checkout. So he's going to really need to find a ton plus here and try to work his way up from that dart. Does find the trip. And only 100 there will not suffice. So here we go. Doesn't have to go. It's going to just get set up here. How nice of a setup will it be? All the way down to a 1 dart checkout, leaving himself on 36 for Alex. And Daniel normally would hit a big checkout in response, but won't be able to do so here. He can only set up and hope for some missed doubles from Alex, and Alex doesn't seem like he's going to miss them. Good stuff there. Does get himself down to a 1 dart checkout as well. But Alex, 36 will be the shot. Gets it immediately. Getting a leg on the board. Well, we talked about it time and time again. When you're 2-0 down in this format, it is so hard to win 2 legs back because you have to break the throw of someone that was just beating you up on the dartboard here. Expect Daniel to try to take advantage of this. Start off with a 180 in the previous leg. How well will he start in this one? Well, 140, not a bad start either, especially going first. Alex needs to not psych himself out here in this scenario. You see some players kind of almost overexert because they know how hard of a task they're up against, but you have to not think about that when you're at the line. Throw it like any other round, and yeah, that was a wayward round. 38 points is a opening here for this one to hurt if you can see another ton here from Daniel. And how about a 140 there from Daniel? Monica in the chat saying Juhu from Honfoss, Norway. Thank you for tuning in. Appreciate having it in the chat here. $100 there for Alex. Does help the cause, but not enough to staunch the flow of Daniel's darts. And you can see the crowd starting to amass behind. The 20 on the first. Staying for the trip. Can you get another 140 in here? Not quite, but 140, 140, 100. Not some bad darts if you ask me. I'm gonna look for the 180. Does find the 180 for Alex. Giving a piece of life, putting the pressure on the back of Daniel to try to get this done now because he is heating up more and more as this match goes on. And Daniel knows it. 1-2 wants to look, does find the trip over to triple 11. Oh, he went bull for double 18. Does get it there. Another massive checkout for Daniel Zapata. Oh my goodness. What the heck was going on over there? Beautiful darts. Wow. Alex is going to feel a little bit frustrated by those results, but he really just went against a hot handed player. And what was, yeah, you can see his buddy over there, Alex, saying, hey, come on. It's okay. It's okay. He's just going to have to walk that one off, not let it get to him there, because Daniel just played particularly well. If you look at his 116, 92, and 121 checkout, his finishing was just on point. That is simply as it is, simply on a point. Here saying hi from Moss, go Thor. Well, Thor is going to be in this next round here. That's glad you brought it up. So we're going to our other top 4 matchup on our dartboard here. It is going to be Daniel Garrido versus Thor Helmer Johansson in this next round. So don't go far, folks. We're going to be having some great darts coming your way as we're excited to see how the Pro 501 will start to conclude here. I'm Nick Teixeira with my friend Alexandre of the controls. Be back in just a moment's time. Well, here we go for another great matchup. Thor Johansson going on against Daniel Garrido. And what should be an exciting matchup to see who meets Daniel Zapata in the King C matchup here for our 501 singles. This is going to be BullShooter Europe 2024. And I am making sure with my friend August on the controls here. Excited to be bringing coverage of this one. And I know our audience in Norway is eating good because whenever Thor's on the stream, you guys go crazy. So it's great to have you guys all back here. Of course, earlier chat was going crazy over Daniel's mustache as well. So both very popular with our chat today. We're going to see who will take it down here. I will say, between these two earlier and their streamed performances, Thor was the one that impressed a little bit more there, just with his hot hand at the moment. But we've seen quite the resilience from Daniel. He's going to want to try to have that show through again here. See that nice exaggerated follow through there from Daniel, finding the 140 in there on the tail of Thor, who is leading the fray right now. So now Daniel only gets 60 in there. So 6 darts for 81 for Thor in this first leg. Double 12. Not quite yet. Oh, not going to happen. But he will get at least 3 more darts at double 12 as Daniel's sitting back at 235 on the outside looking in. I was gonna set the 135 at a checkout, but you have to imagine it won't matter too much, assuming that Thor goes ahead and gets this one done. 12. Let's get it there. So Thor with the first leg on the board. It was a hold to throw though, so Daniel will get a chance here to impress and do his best. Here we go, moving on to leg number 2. Cassie saying, where is Sun? I hope he knows I built up this whole narrative about him in my head just because of his appearance on the stream. $81 there. Helps keep the score in line, but so far Daniel off to the races. Going wayward on the first dart. Just trying to adjust. Caught up in the wrong neighborhood, and now this is an opening for Johansson. See how much he attacks this. He kind of has that like mini double clutch. It's almost all in his hand. Actually, follow back and through. Oh, and Garrido not going to be happy. Just 64 points here, meaning that now Thor is effectively taking the throw. We went from seeing all last leg deciders in our top 8 matches to now seeing a lot of matches go to. Does find another 100 in there. Solid scoring rounds. Doesn't really get the darts back as Thor still has control. Not a bad last there. If you're going to miss into the trip 15, it's not a bad one. It does still leave a solid 2-dart finish. 215 is now going to get chopped up. Finding the 20 as well. Switch to the bull here. Yeah, that's what he did. Good switch. Over to double 9. And he went inside. Not going to be happy. Would have probably preferred a more conservative look at that last start here, knowing that Garrido's on 119. But he might just take it here. Over to trip 12. Over to double 13. Does get it there. He says that's why he shot it aggressive, because he knew I was going to hit that. Fighting the 119 there, making it 1-1 in dramatic fashion. Thor didn't really do too much wrong there. Okay, Thor's just gonna keep doing what he's gonna do. Ain't nobody gonna stop the man with the hammer. Getting 100 points in there, solid scoring around there from Daniel. Pretty consistent performance from him across the board. Other than one real lax round, we haven't really seen too many errors from him. But neither have we from Thor. This is truly a good battle here that we're watching. Kind of a back and he will fighting 180 lead the 138. Totally punishing the 60-point round there. As now Daniel needs a getting at 180 in there, lead the 161. Good stuff from both players as they are truly showing their best stuff here in this leg number 3 of your top 4 winner side. Thor's going to kind of give a little bit of a let off here. Leave himself at 100. Not going to be happy with that visit at all. 161 might have to go. Not going to go. Trip 20. Going to stay there. He does switch to the bull to leave the 96. Nothing wrong with that. Does leave a 2-dart finish. Done. Thor Johansson makes it 2-1. Well, it was a very dramatic fashion in that leg. Daniel only had a shot at the 161 there. So let's see. Are we going 2 apiece into a last leg decider? Ricardo saying good morning from PA. Welcome in. Damien saying missed both 180s because it keeps pausing. Yeah, unfortunately, with the internet we're having here in Spain, it is just not really working too well with us. So do apologize with that one. But we are recording as well. So hopefully with the recording, we can maybe post some stuff out here anyways, chat. Oh, but Thor does this every time. Finds a 180 in there. Oh my goodness. Last time we saw him do that, though, it motivated Daniel to do the same. Burrito finds the first, but goes into the 5. And then back to the 20 there. Good, solid attempts to try to follow up the 180. But now Thor can leave himself at the out first. Oh, and that's going to be a massive error there, especially because he found the first on the trip 20 to go left and right. One, two, two. Probably should have gone for the cover shot on the 18 there. Does leave a pretty decent route. But both these guys kind of stumbling towards the finish of this 4th leg. And yeah, neither player really firing on all cylinders at the moment here. 104, you got to tee it up. Does get all the way down to 50 there. What does Thor have in store? Trip 19. Not going to go. What do you prefer, good sir? 18. Over to double 16. Does get it there. Makes it 2-2. Again, do appreciate all you guys still cheering on and watching along despite some of our internet issues there. Here we go. Getting ready for our last leg decider. It looks like Daniel will be the one to show us first. Go to the bullseye. Drags it low, and he knows that that's going to be a huge error. And yeah, double bull there. Thor not making any potential errors with that dart. Here we go on to our last leg decider here. Thor Johansson, Daniel Garrido. Here we go. $81 to get things going. Pretty hard to break the throw of Thor. Oh, and how about another 180? I believe that's the third or fourth one now for Thor. Definitely the fourth one of the match, as I know Daniel's had one as well. Terry saying, good morning from Monowalk, Wisconsin. Where's this BullShooter at? This is over here in Saul, Spain. It's about an hour south of Madrid. Of course, I am remotely commentating from Florida, as I was not able to make it out there for this one. Staying on. Goes left, and yeah, he knows that that's a little bit of an error there. Single 20 leaves the finish. Trip 15, or sorry, trip 5, 415 does not. But Daniel has to capitalize. He needs 2 trips now to capitalize. And he's not going to be able to. That dart's kind of escaping him. Does correct on the last there. Put a little bit of pressure. We've seen Thor struggle to set the 162 last go. Is he going to have the same struggles here? He's inclined to say no. Trip 14? Yeah, he was going for the trip 14. Kind of dropped it a little bit there, but 71 right in prime range. 185 is going to have to be shaved up pretty well here. Good use of the bullseye. And gets all the way down. How about that? Beautiful 161 to leave 24. Amazing board management there from Daniel. Not afraid to utilize the bullseye, and he does use it well. 71. 2 darts for double 16. Gets it there. Thor barely escapes Daniel Dorado a lot, but he does escape nonetheless. And a 3-2 win. Norway having the flag flown proud there. So that will do it for your semis, your top 4 matchups, as now we're already into the King Seat territory here. I'm going to see, they might take a moment to call that one. They're waiting for this match to get reported in. Looking at the rest of our bracket here, it looks like they're currently playing the 5th, 6th position matches here. It is best of 3 on the loser side, best of 5 on the winner side. So yes, 1 7th, 8th place match is finishing here. And then it's going to be the 5th, 6th is playing. So we're probably going to get a King Seat then to our 4th place match, more likely than 3rd place and final for our coverage of today. We're going to take some time to work on the internet here in the backgrounds and get things all dialed up. So don't worry, guys. More darting action coming soon. More likely going to be your King Seat match next. I am Nick Teixeira with a friend Augustine on the controls here. Don't go far, folks. We'll be back with the action in just a moment's time.